is Jessica Gladden, and we're going to go through a Yoga for Anxiety class this afternoon. So for this class, we're going to start with some faster paced movements. We're going to start with some sun salutations to wake up our body and get some of that extra energy out of our system. After that, we're going to slow things down and really notice the different sensations in our body in different positions. And we're going to focus a little bit extra on our forward folds, because forward folding can be really useful for anxiety or for a lot of stress to help slow things down. So the most important thing for you to think of as you participate in this class is to listen to your own body. So I am offering suggestions of things that you might explore. But if anything ever doesn't feel right, and especially if something causes pain in your body, that means you should do something else. You could do a modification of what we're doing, or you could do something completely different that feels better in your body. Any of these options are okay. So as we start, we're going to step to the front of our mat, and we're going to prepare for some sun salutations. These are more Ashtanga style. Typically in Ashtanga we have our big toes together, but you can keep your feet about hip width apart if that's more comfortable for you. And we're going to move with our breath. So on your inhale, lift your arms out to the side, overhead, look up. On your exhale, swan dive forward, flat spine as long as you can, and then round down. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, hands supported on knees or on the floor. And then exhale back down, plant your hands, step back to a plank. From knees or toes, lower down chest first, elbows alongside your body. Flatten your feet, inhale, come up, find a cobra back bend. And then exhale, make your way back to a downward facing dog. That inverted V. Hips are high. Take full deep breaths here. Take one more breath in. Exhale it out. Next, inhale, look forward, step or hop to the front of the mat. Find that halfway lifted position. On your exhale, fold back in. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, all the way overhead, get tall, and then hands come back to heart center. We'll do 2 more rounds just like that. Release your hands down, inhale, lift up. On your exhale, fold forward, nice rounded spine as you come down. Hands on the floor or your shins as you halfway lift. Look forward. Exhale, fold back in, plant your hands, step back to plank, knees or toes, lower down. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Again, take about 3 breaths. Notice that stretch through the backs of your legs. And notice your spine. Another full breath in. Let it out. And then look to the front of the mat, step or hop, halfway lifted spine. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms come up overhead, hands back to heart center. One more time, release your hands down, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, come back to plank. Lower down knees or toes, elbows in close. Flatten your feet, find your back bend. Exhale to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Settle in and notice what's present. Another breath in. Stay here as you let it out. Then look to the front of the mat. Step or hop to the front, half flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms come overhead. Hands release to heart center. And then bring your hands down alongside your body. And take a few moments to check in with how your body is feeling after that movement. What do you notice now? Perhaps your breath is a little faster. Your heart is beating a little bit faster. Perhaps you feel a little bit more awake or a little bit more relaxed. So we did some nice big back bends and forward folds in that warm-up. We're going to wake up the other parts of our spine with a side stretch and a twist. So on your next inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist and tip over to the left. Open your chest towards the ceiling. Your hip might come out to the side a little bit. That is absolutely okay. Take a few breaths here and notice the length of your side body. Next, inhale, lift up, get tall in the center, and then exhale, tip over to the right. Again, open your chest. Nice long side body stretch. On your next inhale, get tall once again, stretch your arms up. Exhale, release them down to your side. Roll your shoulders out a few times. Release any tension from your shoulders. And then come back to neutral. And again, check in with how your body is feeling now. And then one last position for our spine. We'll warm up with a nice twist. So for this, bring your hands up parallel to the floor. And then start to twist over to the left. Keep your hips in the center. Your hands can fold and release against your body. So you might have one hand behind your back, one hand holding onto the side. Spine is nice and tall as you look to the side or back wall. Take a breath or two as you notice the twist through your spine. As you're ready, unwind, bring your hands back forward. Next, exhale, twist the other direction. Hands can rest anywhere that's comfortable. Again, try to keep your hips centered. As you're ready, unwind back to center. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, we're going to do a nice big forward fold. So reach your arms forward as you hinge from your hips and come all the way down. Feet might be a little wider than hip width. You might even grab opposite elbows and sway a little bit from side to side. You can shake your head yes and no and release any tension from your neck. Your next exhale, release your hands down. Put a slight bend in your knee with a rounded spine. Roll all the way up to standing. Once again, roll your shoulders out a few times. And then come back to stillness to check in with your body. take a breath or two here. Notice what you feel now. You might notice my feet are still a little bit wider than hip width, and we're going to go ahead and use that. So bring your hands to your hips. We're going to start to make nice, slow, big circles with our hips. So circling through our waist. As you do this, you might start to notice that your weight is shifting into different parts of your feet. You might notice how your torso is circling to help you stay balanced. And do one more in this direction. Go ahead and switch and explore the other direction. See if this feels any different in your body. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We're not judging sensation, we're just being aware of it. One more nice big circle. And as you're ready, come back to stillness. Let your hands release down, your feet back to hip width, comfortable position apart. Again, take a breath or two and find awareness. We're using this time and this practice to slow everything down, to give ourselves some space and time to be aware of what's happening in our body. As you're ready, start to step your feet a little bit wider, maybe 2.5 or 3 feet apart, and have your toes pointed right towards the long edge of the mat. We're going to do 2 rounds of forward folding here. So start with your hands on your hips. Inhale, look up, get a little back bend. On your exhale, hinge from your hip, fold forward. Release your hands down to the earth. One time, press your hands into the earth, look forward, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, release down, let everything just kind of hang out and dangle. If your hands don't reach the floor, this is a great place for a prop, a block, or a pillow. Whatever helps you feel supported. Take a few more slow, deep breaths. Perhaps notice a stretch through the back of your legs or through your spine. As you're ready, bring your hands back to your hips, slight bend in your knee. Inhale, lift all the way back up to standing. And pause here. Let your head take a few moments to adjust to being upright over your heart. Nice deep breaths. We'll do one more round of folding from here. Options, you can do exactly what you just did, or if you'd like, you can work on stretching out your shoulders a little bit. For this, you can interlace your hands back behind you, straighten your arms as much as you can. On your inhale, again, a little bit of a look up for a back bend. On your exhale, fold forward. This time, allow your arms to lift up away from your back body as much as is comfortable. If you need to keep your elbows bent, that is absolutely okay. If it's only an inch or 2 away from your spine, that is absolutely fine. If at any point you would like to release your hands back down to the earth, feel free to do that. Take a couple more breaths. This time, notice a stretch in your shoulder if your hands are behind you, as well as those additional areas where you might feel sensation.
As you're ready, everyone bring your hands to your hips, slight bend in your knees. Inhale, lift all the way up to standing. Step your feet back to hip width apart. Come back to standing mountain. Find your breath. We're going to explore one more standing position before we come down to a seat. So this is a standing balance, which might take a little bit of extra focus. We're going to start by shifting our weight onto our right foot, and our left knee is going to open to the side. So notice I'm up on the ball mount of my foot. This might be your standing balance. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your foot up to your calf or up to your thigh, but avoid your knee. So we don't want any pressure going into our knees. Engage your core, tall spine. If you would like, you can lift your arms up overhead or even bring your palms together. One of our practices in tree is our self-compassion, not judging ourselves if we fall over and tip, just knowing that we're practicing and that there's nothing wrong with that as long as we fall over safely. Next, exhale, gently release down. Shake out your ankles a little bit. Come back to a nice still standing mountain and prepare for the other side. Start to shift your weight into your left foot and turn your right knee out to the side. Your foot can come up to your calf or up to your thigh if you would like. Hands can stay on your hips or lift overhead. It's a little easier to gaze at the floor. It's a little more challenging to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Explore what works best for you. Take another breath or two here. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and gently release everything down. Come back to your standing position. Full breath in. Let it out. And then come all the way down to the floor in a seated position. I'm going to start turning to the side just to show you a little bit better what we're doing. We're going to start with staff position. So our arms are going to press into the floor right alongside our body. Our feet are together and our toes are pulled back towards our face. If this is not comfortable, you can have some space between your feet. That's okay too. You can even bend your knees. Get as tall as you can through your spine. Engage your core. And then prepare for a forward fold. Our inhale will lift our arms nice and tall. On our exhale, reach forward. Bring your hands down to the floor, your shins, or your feet, whatever is easily accessible. Work to keep your shoulder blades pulled together and your spine flat. And then notice what's happening through the backs of your legs and through your spine. Take a few more breaths here. Wonderful. Next inhale, slowly lift on up. And then this time I'll turn to the front just to show you this a little bit better. We're going to add in a twist to our seated position. So start by bending your right knee, plant your foot on the floor, have some space there for balance. Sit nice and tall through your spine. As you're ready, left arm lifts up. On your exhale, twist and either hug your knee or hook it with your elbow. Nice tall spine as you look to the side or back wall. Notice this nice big twist through your spine. Take a few more breaths. And then as you're ready, bring your gaze back to the front. Let the rest of your body unwind. Hug your knee to sit tall. And then release. Other side, bend your left knee, plant your foot with some space. Hug your knee to sit nice and tall. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, twist and either hug your knee or hook it with your elbow. Tall spine, look to the side or back wall. Full deep breaths. Notice where you feel the twist. As you're ready, gaze turns forward. Rest of your body unwinds, tall spine. And then release your knees out to the sides, soles of your feet come together. Your feet can be as close or far away from you as you'd like. Start to make some little flapping motions with your butterfly legs. Wake up your hips a little tiny bit more. And then let that slow down to stillness. Sit tall through your spine, lead forward with your chest, and find a fold. Couple more breaths here. Next, inhale, lift up. Help your knees come together. And then swing them off to the side. Come back down to lying on the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. Release any tension from those other positions. And then bring your feet down alongside your hips, nice and close. You could almost touch them. And we'll set up for 2 rounds of bridge. So scoot your shoulders together underneath you. Press into your feet, lift your hips. Maybe interlace your hands underneath you or grab the edges of your mat. Take a few breaths here. Notice again where something is happening. Next, exhale, lower your hips down. Hug your knees in. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then one last position, option to repeat that bridge, or you might lift your legs up towards the ceiling. If you're going to do that, bring your hands under your hips, give them a little extra support. And then 1 foot at a time, stretch up towards the ceiling. Feet flex so it kind of looks like you're standing on the ceiling. So this is a nice position to help reverse the flow of your blood your lymph. And also can be very relaxing, especially if you're actually at a wall. This is a great position for stress, anxiety, or if you need help with sleep. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Once those 3 breaths feels complete, bend one knee at a time. Bring your feet back to the floor. Stretch your legs out long. Join your feet together and your hands into your sides. 1 round of instant relaxation technique. So squeeze your toes, make little fists with your toes. Flex your ankles, your calves, your kneecaps, your thighs, your glutes. Your belly, take a big breath in, squeeze the chest, shoulders, arms, make fists, squeeze your face, make everything nice and tight, and then release and relax. Let your feet naturally fall out to the side, palms turn up as your hands move a little way away from your body. Take a moment to notice that you are fully supported here. You can allow your limbs to become soft and heavy. And then begin to scan through your body. Notice any sensation at the top of your head, the base of your head, your face, neck. Notice anything in your shoulders. Maybe you can soften a little more. Your arms. Notice your hands. Bring your awareness to your chest, your belly, your hips, your legs, and your feet. Notice your whole body and any sensations taking place in your whole body. Take a few moments of rest. Begin to deepen your breath and bring awareness back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes or circle wrists and ankles. Bend your knees. Right arm comes overhead as you roll onto your right side. And then press yourself up to a stable seat. We'll end with 1 breath form that tends to be very helpful for relaxing the body. This is humming bee breath. So this might feel and look a little weird because you're going to make some sound, but hopefully there's no one around you, so it won't matter. So for this, we're going to have our fingers above our eyebrows, second finger on our cheekbone, ring finger above our lips, and pinky finger just below our lips. In a moment, we'll use our thumbs to close our ear. But before you do that, I want you to hear what this is going to sound like. So we're going to take a breath in, and our exhale, we're going to make a humming sound. So it'll sound like this. And we'll do 5 rounds. So whenever your breath runs out, take another deep breath in and continue. So place your hands on your face, above your eyebrow, under your eye, above your lip, and under. And as you're ready, use your thumbs to close those ear flaps and begin your humming bee sound. Deep breath in. After 5 breaths, go ahead and release your hands down. Take a few moments to check in with your body one last time. Notice how your body's feeling now without judgment. There's no right or wrong, it just is what it is. As you're ready, bring your palms together, thumb rests at heart. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was useful for you. Namaste.